Hey guys, what's going on? So there has been a tragic passing that happened this weekend, and it was the one and only Cameron Boyce. And Cameron Boyce, if some of you guys don't know who he was an actor who was most famous for his role on Jesse in the Descendants movies and in the Grown Ups movies. Now, I gotta say this is that no one will ever forget who Cameron Boyce was. No one will ever forget about him. And I know it's been such an unexpected and tragic passing. And if some of you guys don't know how he died from having a seizure in his sleep. And I just want to send out my prayers to his family and friends. And I know that all of us Disney Channel fans are very, 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 very emotional right now. And I just want to say that Cameron Boyce, no one will ever forget about him because he was a young, talented, and very smart and thoughtful actor. And I know that all the other celebrities that worked with him, they loved him. And honestly, Cameron Boyce was one of my heroes. To me. Because he always wanted to help people. He entertained so many people and took, a huge effect and impact on so many lives because he was so talented and he was full of spirit. And honestly, I was so shocked and thrown off because it caught all of us off guard that he had passed away, like he had died, because no one was expecting this. And all I know is that he's in a better place. And I know that we all wish that he was still here. Like I said, we all do. And like I said, I know that he's gone. But, it's just that what throws me off is that, because, he was so young. Like, that's what really throws all of us off. Because there have been recent deaths that's been going on. And they're young people, like younger people, and you don't see that often. You don't see a lot of young people pass away like that. You don't. And like I said, Cameron Boyce, he took the time to do all this work just to entertain people and trying to help people. Honestly, I like when I was a little kid, the when I was like younger, I remember when Jesse first came on, and then I remember because he played as Luke on the TV show. And honestly, Cameron Boyce did such a good job with that role. He was literally one of my favorite character on that show. Always, and he always will be. So then, where a lot of people know him from too is from the Grown Ups movies, and that's the movies with Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, Kevin James, David Spade, and Rob Schneider. And he was in the first. Rob Schneider was in the first film, but he wasn't in the second film. But Cameron Boyce, he played as one of Adam Sandler's kids in the two films. And honestly, if they were planning to make a third one, they probably should cancel. Probably cancel it if that's what they were planning on doing. I don't know if Adam Sandler was planning on doing a third film, but there's no need to do that now that Cameron's gone. And like I said, this has been a very, very emotional weekend because he, like I said, I'm still kind of lost at words because it was so unexpected. It caught us off guard. Like, Even me and my friend were talking about it earlier. We were like, I kept saying, I was like, I can't believe that he's gone because no one expected, any of this to happen. You know what I mean? Like nobody expected this. Like no one did. Oh yeah, this is who, but yeah, like no one really expected this. No one expected this to happen. And all I have to say is that no one will ever forget Cameron Boyce and who he was and all the great work that he's done. I said, I sent out all my prayers to his friends, his family, because I know that they're all going through a very dramatic time right now over this tragic loss. And, whew, man. As you can see, I am lost at words. I can't, because it's so hard to believe. Like, we all know that he's gone, but it's just that he was just so, like I said, you don't really see that often. You don't really see a lot of young people pass away. You really don't. But I guess now that's starting to happen now. And yeah, and he was, like I said, some of my other family members didn't know who Cameron Boyce was. I mean, my probably one of my other cousins knows. My brother, the only way he knew who Cameron Boyce was because he saw him in the Grown Ups films. But I knew who Cameron. I saw, like I said, I definitely knew who he was because I saw him in more stuff that I would like mostly watch. Like, because I remember I would watch Jesse. I would watch the Grown Ups films. And like the last TV show that he was ever in was Gamer's Guide to Pretty Much Everything, which that was a really good show too. I really did enjoy that. And that was his last show that he was in, and then Descendants 3, that's premiering next month. That's his last film. And I know that usually they do this at the end of every like movie. If one of the cast members had passed on or died, like that's what most directors and producers do at the end of every film, is that they always like put a tribute for that certain person of the cast who passed on and died. Like I know they're gonna do that with Descendants 3. They have to. Honestly, this may sound kind of silly, but I don't think I can watch anything else that had Cameron Boyce in it because it's just gonna make me just break down and get emotional because he was one of my heroes. He was. And I know that we're all going through a very emotional and dramatic and tragic time right now after this tragic loss that we have just found out about this weekend. And this is going to be a very emotional week for everyone. This really made such a huge impact on our lives, hearing that Cameron Boyce had died. Yeah, so like I said, Cameron Boyce, you will never be forgotten, and may your spirit live on as you are in a better place. And I just wanted to say that I hope, all of you, like I said, this is a very tough time right now for all of us, and, for all the people who are fans of his, because he made a huge impact on people's lives. He did. And I even saw all the other, like I said, I even saw all the other celebrities write some speeches and tributes for Cameron on social media, because Peyton List, Adam Sandler, Salma Hayek, and Sky Jackson, like the whole cast of Jesse, and even including Zendaya and some of the cast members are descendants. They all said something, to pay tribute to Cameron Boyce. And it's like I said, you will never be forgotten, Cameron Boyce, and may you rest in peace. And you will always be in our hearts.